Hey, Jim.
Welcome back, man.
All right.
Another podcast.
Another one. What number?
Number 9.
Number 9.
Wow. I know.
Wow. That's almost a marking period.
That's almost
a marking period. I think
we're covered it. I think we're covered a marking period.
And I think it ends this week.
Yeah, it does. So, great podcast last week.
Yeah.
The Halloween.
Halloween.
Got great feedback. Thanks for everyone for listening. People had we missed a lot of candy bars.
Yeah,
so we got a lot
Zagnut.
We got a lot of suggestions.
Butterfingers.
Yeah. My wife, the Clark bar. Where'd you get the Clark bar from? But yeah,
that's an old one.
Yeah, quite a few comments out there. People liked the candy episodes. And we had a great time at the Halloween hallway, the Halloween dance. We had our first guest.
Yeah. I'll just say Ed. We'll just leave it at Ed.
Yeah,
first guest. Said we could say Armstrong.
Yeah, and if you haven't done it yet on our YouTube channel, for all those people who are on Spotify or Apple, if you go to our YouTube channel, Teachers Tapped. With
Mike and Jim.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So check it out. There's some video from the haunted hallway.
You did a good job with that.
Yeah. So check it out. It's on YouTube.
Right. And that's it. He was our first guest.
Yeah, our first guest.
Unexpected.
Yeah. So,
but they do a great job at Armstrong. Not only the haunted hallway, some other big events, the dodgeball tournament.
Oh yeah, they love that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I substituted at Truman the other day, and I showed some of the students the video of the haunted. They loved it. They remembered it. And they were like, "Oh, Mr. McHugh, we loved it at Armstrong."
Yeah.
So
yeah, we had, like I said, the dodgeball tournament, and then the volleyball tournament comes up later. Kids love that one.
Yeah, so
everybody does a great job there. With
so
these
teachers,
events.
Thank you for all you do.
Ed for administration for
letting schools. Yeah, that's
do
great.
These things because the kids really like it.
All right,
cool.
I'll tell you what. Before we talk about today's topic, let's get into a beer.
All right.
We have a true American beer.
All right.
It's I've had it before.
But lager. I think I've had this too.
Yeah, and I wanted to be a little patriotic today.
Yeah.
And I thought Sam Adams.
What could be?
I visited. I've been to Boston.
No, I haven't.
So you can actually.
My sister loves it.
You can actually visit the grave of Sam Adams.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's actually right across from like a little brewery. It's funny.
Of course.
You can have a beer and look out the window, and right across the street is Sam Adams' grave.
So you could be inside. You don't even have to go.
You can have a Sam Adams. beer while you're looking at Sam Adams' grave.
Right.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I thought, and this is I when I saw this, I got kind of excited. I love Sam Adams. Oktoberfest, a great beer. Yeah. My favorite Sam Adams is called Cold Snap.
Ooh, I've heard that before.
It's an orange kind of weedy, it's a nice beer that comes out in like early spring, late winter. This is a limited
year.
No. Right after the winter. It's usually like
it's spring. Okay. After
the winter. End of February, beginning of March, it comes out because they have a porch rocker in the spring.
Okay,
this is their between beer.
But you are dialed in on.
No, I am. I've been.
Well, you are a brewmaster. So,
well, it's funny. We visited. Have you been to the Sam Adams Brewery?
No, I don't think so.
So
is it in Boston?
It's in Boston, and it's in the neighborhood.
Oh, cool.
We went there, and I had the GPS, and it's taking me. And you turn a corner, and it's like in the middle of the neighborhood, and bang, there it is.
Wow.
So I remember my son had just turned 21. We went up there with the family, Holly, Patrick, and my wife. We went up with the family, and we got there for the first tour.
Oh.
So they take you on a tour, and you end up in a pub, like inside the brewery.
Yeah.
It's set up like a pub.
Right.
And there was like a young college kid that took us on the tour, and he was so excited. This was like late August, before school started.
Okay.
And he was so excited because we were going to get the first tap of
the new
Oktoberfest.
Oh, wow.
And the kid is pouring it, and he's like, listen, when this pitcher's done, just give it back and I'll refill it.
Oh.
So I was in heaven. And my wife's like, you're really going to drink it? It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I said, yeah. And then they give you a glass for the tour, and then they give you a free ticket to go to a bar that was the first bar the first bar to serve Sam Adams.
Wow.
And I'm like, we're going?
Man.
And she's like, we're going to go. I'm like, no, we're not going. We didn't make it there.
You still have the ticket?
No, but
in
case I go back. But it was pretty cool.
That's
After
cool.
the tour's over, they want you to go to a bar that was the first place to serve Sam Adams. We ended up going to Cheers afterwards.
Of course, you got to go. Cheers, man. All the places.
Anyhow, so what a great American beer
right
for our Patriot episode.
Yeah.
If you haven't had it, this may be This is around the time winter lager
This
comes
is a good
out.
one. I think
This is
so.
a good one. Show them the bottle.
I mean, not good one.
It's
I'm not a big lager guy, but I remember a friend had suggested it, and he's
Yeah.
like, it's smooth, and it was good. Can you see it there? How's it look on the watch?
Let me see. Let me check it out.
Or media?
Oh, it looks pretty good. Looks pretty
So
good.
you got
Yeah.
So not like the other cans from last week, but
Sam Adams
traditional.
winter lager.
Yeah.
It's
It usually
brewed.
has a white tap at the bar.
Yeah.
Like a white handle.
It's brewed with spices.
Okay.
It's
It says festive and smooth.
no. Let's
Right
give it a
there.
shot.
It is smooth, I think. I'm going to be disappointed if it's not.
Well,
Right.
Here it is. It's good.
That's pretty smooth.
It's good, smooth and a lot of flavor.
Yeah. That's very good. Festive and smooth. The best of both.
Does it have any? Is it? What's it brewed with? Any description?
Oh, did we
what's
get
it-
our APV?
No, that's what I'm looking.
I
Oh
don't know.
no, it's there. The IBU.
IBU, I'm sorry.
It's 22,
22.
so it's not very hoppy.
no.
Alcohol by volume is 5.6,
Ah,
so not
not
bad.
bad. You can throw it down. Nice. Then
Well,
it's
it
got a
says
little,
it's got accents of cinnamon, ginger, and orange peels.
and it has the enjoy by month. Freshness. Freshness. I don't think I can read anymore since I retired. Freshness matters. Enjoy before month notched. And it's April.
Wow.
So-
Well, that'll be finished maybe today.
Yeah. Really
I'm not really worried about
I'm
it.
not really worried about that one.
All right,
Yeah.
so if you haven't had it, Sam
Yeah.
Adams. A lot of people have had Sam Adams, but the
Lot.
winter lager's out.
That's good.
Give it a shot if you're looking for something
Mhm.
interesting. All right, Jim. This
Okay.
is I don't know if you see our little background here.
Yeah.
If you're not on YouTube and you're listening to Spotify, we have a background with a couple USA
The
flags
flags.
and a hat, and
Sure.
our shirts are USA flags. Next Tuesday.
I don't know what day is. November 6th?
No, I think it's the 5th.
The 5th? I thought I was going to say the 5th.
November 5th.
Tuesday.
Tuesday is
Tuesday. Election day.
Election Day. And listen, as teachers, it's kind of every 4 years when there's a presidential election, it's a pretty exciting time in schools.
Yeah. To teach social studies and stuff.
Oh,
I mean, especially
Even if you don't teach social
Yeah.
studies, yeah.
kids, your vote,
Yeah.
school-wide.
There's lots of
Yeah.
stuff you can do. I know teachers I've worked with, I think
Mhm.
myself, we've done the whole presidential project.
Yeah.
You know, you give out the assignment to research a president.
President, right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Debates.
There's debates you can do.
Yeah.
I don't know. In my classroom at the high school with my IDLS class, we often would vote for things.
Oh, okay.
I had little stickers on my desk when we get in like little debates about maybe what snack we're going to have on
Yeah.
Friday.
Uh-huh. Make a little chart. on
Yeah,
the wall.
maybe like what movie we're going to watch.
Ooh.
Maybe even what day we're going to have a test.
Ooh.
I would give out little notes,
Nice.
little
Yeah.
stickers, and the kids would vote.
Nice. That's
So,
cool. Because they
that-
can't complain then.
They can't complain.
'Cause
It's a
you
real.
pick- you
I would
pick
say
that
this
thing.
is a democracy.
This is what you voted for.
Okay, and we voted for this.
This is it.
And of course, we'd always have somebody that cried.
Yeah. They're like, all right, well.
And I would say, next time.
I remember.
So it's always a fun time. Election
Yeah.
time in school is always a fun
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's good. I like
I-
it.
Listen, my school, when I was in elementary school, no, not when I was in elementary school, when I was in high school,
Mhm.
when President Obama ran
Okay.
in 2007, he made an appearance at our school.
Wow.
Pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so he showed up one evening in our gym.
Wow.
You can check that out on YouTube too. You just check out,
Yeah, really.
President Obama's trip to.
True. It
Bristol-
just seems like a
Yeah,
long way because he's
I
from
know.
Chicago.
It was a very big deal, and I
Okay.
happen to have a lovely woman
Right.
was my teaching assistant. Great teaching assistant. Give a shout out to Miss Brown, but she was my teaching assistant for about 20 years.
Okay. She was at the wedding, right?
Yeah, she was at the wedding.
I sat at that
yeah,
table.
yeah. She's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Very
So shout out to Miss Brown. But she happened to attend the rally
okay.
and was able to get a picture
Wow.
with then at the time Senator
Senator, okay.
Obama, and that picture sat on my desk or on her desk in the classroom for years and years and years. And students would always come in and say, "Who's
Who's
that
that?"
with Miss Brown?" And I would say, it's her husband. And the kids would be like, really?
Really?
And then Miss Brown would go, yeah, President Obama is my husband. And it was always a running joke, or when we'd have some like controversies in the classroom, I would say, hey, Miss Brown, we don't know the answer to this, or we can't decide. Give your husband a call. And she'd pretend she'd call President Obama. So President Obama, if you're out there listening, you settled a lot of debates in our classroom. You also broke a lot of ties.
Good,
so if we were voting for a movie,
it's like Speaker of the
House, and it was like 6-6, I'd be like, Miss Brown, give President Obama a call, and she'd pick up her cell phone and she'd call.
That's awesome.
President Obama, and President Obama would break the tie.
Wow, that's impressive.
So we had a lot of fun with that, but yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah,
when at the time a candidate, but then the President of the United States showed up at your school.
Right. Yeah. It's like you said, he's from Chicago.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he's from Pennsylvania.
It was a big deal.
Wow. Who got him there?
I have no idea.
Wow. If anybody's listening and you were it, tell us. Man,
yeah.
Oh, that's some serious pull.
That's some serious pull.
Wow.
All right, so we thought we'd fill you guys with some information about Election Day, some presidential stuff. Just you know what, I'm just gonna start with a couple facts that people should know about.
Okay.
One, there are 3 requirements to be president.
I thought there were only 2.
Well, there's 3.
I know.
Most people know that the president has to be 35 years old.
I knew that one.
And has to be natural born citizen.
Right.
Which means you have to be born in this country or a territory, believe it or not.
Territory, yeah. Or like a military base.
Yeah, right? There's a couple exclusions there.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was trying to get that changed so he could be.
I know.
Remember that?
I know. So not just being a citizen, you have to be a natural born citizen. And then the third one is you have to have lived in the United States for 14 years.
I never heard that one before.
Yeah, well,
at 14, why not 15?
I don't know. Why 14?
I don't know.
That is
14. No,
I don't know. Anyhow,
that's not a multiple of 4.
So that happens to be that's what it's needed to be president. I think our youngest president might have been Barack Obama.
Was it? I think it still might have been Kennedy.
Was it Kennedy?
I think it might still be Kennedy. Kennedy was only like 40.
Okay, all right.
But Barack he's my number 2. Yeah.
A little bit of controversy this year. To vote for president or to vote in an election, you must be 18 years old.
Right.
And a citizen of the United States.
Okay.
And then you have to register to vote.
Right. Make sure
so you then have to present your identification and register to vote.
Okay. Where do you do that at?
So
can you do it by mail? Like,
so
do they send
the crazy thing in this country is, and you may agree or disagree, it's states' rights. So each state.
Oh, it's different.
Each state's a little different. I know in Pennsylvania you can do it online.
Oh, okay.
You can do it by mail.
Oh, okay.
And I think at the DMV.
Oh, DMV. Okay.
You can
or
actually
a courthouse or something.
Oh, you probably go to the courthouse. Yeah, you probably
DMV. Yeah,
you can. DMV. I think that you can register to vote if you're renewing your license.
Okay. And I think again, I could be wrong, but once you start voting, as long as you vote in every like even the primaries, it keeps. I'm going to say your account active.
Yeah, you're on the rolls. You're on the rolls.
I don't remember, but I voted every election since I was 18.
I voted
every primary.
Yeah, my first election, 84, Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan. How old was I then? Yeah, I think I was. Yeah, I voted for that one.
You voted for Reagan?
Yeah. Wait.
That was his second term, I believe.
64, 84. I would have been 20.
Yeah, that might have been your that
21. Yeah, I think
that's probably your first.
Yeah, I think that was it.
84, Ronald Reagan.
Anyway, but if you vote, like I've never registered, I just keep voting.
Yeah, you keep voting.
I'm on the roll when I get there. Take some ID with you on election day.
Again, in Pennsylvania too, in a primary, you can only vote if you're in one of the parties.
Right.
There's other states that have different rules for that. Yeah, it's crazy. We have states' rights, so the rules change in states. And in Pennsylvania, I believe the date to request an absentee ballot has passed, but you can vote by mail or in person.
Don't know.
You can vote. Well, in Pennsylvania, you can vote by mail.
Yes.
Or in person on election day.
Yes. So if you don't mail it in on time or you don't think it's going to get there, you can still vote.
Oh yeah, you can do. You can do what's called a provisional ballot.
Something like that.
You can go in and say, I had a mail-in ballot. But I don't know if it's going to get here in time.
Right.
You can actually vote, and then if your mail-in ballot arrives, they they get rid of your provisional ballot.
Right. And I know in Pennsylvania.
And that's even, I got to tell you, that's
once
even.
Once you vote, it blocks out the other one.
Yes.
People are voting twice.
They're not.
It blocks it out.
Even if you thought you were on the rolls.
Yes.
And you went and you're not on the rolls, okay, you can also do a provisional ballot.
Oh, okay, cool.
So just in case.
Ask the person there.
Yeah.
My neighbor was, ironically, my neighbor across the street was she was in charge of the whole site.
Wow.
Like she was, I don't know, with the council on or something like that.
Something like that.
She was very nice. Lived right across the street from me. My neighbor right next door, Dee, she worked the one time, the book.
But usually, where my location, I usually see the same people.
Yeah, and then my neighbor right next to me, she worked the 1 year. Like I walk out, like, what are you guys doing?
That could be a Carl Richard job.
It was the 1 year they were going to call me.
Ah.
I think Dee told me, she was like, yeah, we're going to call you. And I go, because either somebody didn't show up or something, or like, we need one more person. And they're like, well, everybody's got to work. And they're like, wait, Joe's a teacher. He's probably got a workshop.
Yeah, well, now that you're retired,
Paul Richards, he's not doing anything.
They're going to know.
Yeah. And you know what? I can't even say like, oh, I can only work certain hours. They'll probably have you like 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. or something. I never did work it.
No, you never worked it.
They never called me, but they said, oh, we were just about to call you because we thought we needed somebody else.
Okay.
But it's weird. All my 2 next door neighbors and the one across the street were like 3 out of the 5
You're
people.
never confused as an election worker?
Yes, I get. Oh, man, I get that. I was at a funeral once. People thought I was the guy that ran the thing. They told me move away from the door. People think you're the guy that does it.
Yeah, the usher or whatever they are.
So I did. Well, let's go back to voting.
Yeah, sure.
So anyway, but my neighbors, it was. I'm like, wow, they're pretty involved. But you see your neighbors. That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
I saw two old students. Right, I had them in 8th grade. And they were both. I had them both at the same time, and they were married, and they had a baby.
Oh, that's
so I saw
nice.
the baby there. Yeah,
I know. That's.
And they're
nice.
like, yeah, that's
nice.
Richards. So that was cool. But waiting in line, you got to be careful with that waiting in line. I'm just saying, sometimes it could be
crazy.
Wrong. Yeah. What do you think is going to be tomorrow?
Well, it's interesting. My son just happened to run the Marine Corps Marathon.
Yeah. Sorry. Good job.
Great job, Patrick. At a time, look, there's a video I posted. Check it out. Maybe check it out on TikTok. But they had him recorded at 3 hours and 31 minutes for the Marine Corps Marathon. He actually did it in 3 hours and 26 minutes, according to his watch.
Well, so all I know is he ran 26 miles.
That's pretty good.
You can come in 6 hours.
So afterwards, we actually, the race started in Arlington and finished in Arlington, but we actually were in D.C. We saw him at the pretty cool, right at the Lips.
Yeah, where you were, it was cool.
Yeah, with the Washington Monument.
Yeah.
Check out. I'll post the video. Yeah. Anyhow, that was the 18-mile mark, and then we jumped on the train and went across to the finish line, which was in Virginia. And then after the race was over, we decided to get lunch someplace in Virginia, and we're walking down a shopping center to go to this lunch place.
Yeah,
and there's a polling center opened in Virginia, and a lady says, "Have you voted yet? Would you like to vote?" And I said, "Wait, it's Sunday at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon." She goes, "Oh, yeah, we're open. We vote every day. We're even on Sundays." And I'm like, "What? We're from Pennsylvania. We can only vote on like one day.
So and I have to work that day. It's a Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Everybody but you don't have to work.
Oh, we don't.
No.
But I mean, everybody else.
I know. So
most people.
So Virginia, they get to vote early, and they get to vote every day, even a Sunday.
I guess.
Fantastic.
Yeah, if you didn't vote, that's
I
on
know.
you.
That's
if you can't get there during the week sometime. So anyway, looking ahead, how are you planning to vote? In what manner?
Oh, in what manner? I'm going to go in person.
Okay.
My wife and I are making plans to go. We're going to go before she has to go to school.
All right. See, that's the thing. Well,
we're going to do the whole 7 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I used to do that. So as teachers, it was good for us.
Yeah.
Because we had our professional development day.
That's a professional development day.
So my voting place was the firehouse, which is literally I could walk to. So I used to be like primaries and stuff. Oh, I'll stop on the way to school. Like get up a little earlier, shoot in, vote, be done.
Yeah.
So the one year we were discussing what election it was. So I pull up and there's a line. There's like 50 people in line. I'm like, whoa. So I was like, well, I guess everybody's doing it early. Like get it over
the line probably.
So moves. I was like, all right, I'll come back. Well, 50 people. It was a lot, man. Right. More than usual. So I was like, all right, I'll come back during my lunch break because we have a long lunch break before workshop day. Come back, still like 100 people in line. I'm like, well, I guess people are coming during their lunch. I don't know. So I was like, I'll just come after school.
Usually pretty, yeah. It's
like I'll just, if I have to wait,
3:30 is right.
Right. So 3:30 I go, I think I had to wait like an hour and a half.
Okay.
The line, it was unbelievable how long the line was. And that was the one where people, if you said you were in line at 8 o'clock at night, remember that? People were still voting at 8 o'clock
I think
at
they can't, I think as long as you're in line,
right, but that was the first
polls
one.
have to stay open.
Right. But that was the first one where I heard about people still voting at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Like in Philly or something like that. So, but no, it's cool.
It's cool that people get out and vote. That is nice.
That was a big one. So I will, I'll be going, I already did my by mail.
Oh, you did by mail. So you voted already?
Yes, I have.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So I think it started, they really didn't have mail-in before. Unless you're
the pandemic was, so there's no excuse now, mail-in. Some states like Montana,
all mail-in.
All mail-in.
I think I looked it up. I think 48 out of 50 states have mail-in.
Yeah, voting. And there's some states 48. That send a ballot to every resident.
Okay.
So
as long as you're on the roll.
As long as you're on the roll, right? On the rolls.
Yeah. So I think I did 2020. I remember that because people were worried about going to the polls and all.
Right.
So I got mine in the mail.
So you're done.
Well, yeah.
Feels good.
I think you could do the Dropbox, or you could do by mail. Like just put it in the mail.
Yeah, there's Dropbox.
Yes. I don't know if they have them as much.
Not
but
as
there
much.
was one near school.
Okay,
so
perfect.
Well, I thought it was perfect. So I was like, oh, I'll just drop it off after school. It's right by the post office.
Okay,
you know where that is.
Right.
It's a courthouse.
Right, courthouse. There's a courthouse there, a post office, it's a little government.
Yeah, little government, like a county one.
Right.
So I was like, all right, this should take too long. Drop in, put it in the box, and I'm good to go. Well, as I pull in, must have been 100 people there. There were cars everywhere, people parking. No one really knew what was going on.
Right.
But it was in the back you had to go.
Oh, okay.
It's a long driveway.
Yeah.
But people
I know
started parking on the grass. It was like nuts. So as I was walking up, there was this woman. She had to be like 90 years old. Like I admire her for coming because she drove. She got out of the car. I had to help her down the walkway.
Yeah.
As we're going down, another guy fell down a little hill, the gully there. So I had to help him.
Sorry to laugh.
I know. It was just like, whoa, dude. He was all right, but he was like, whoa. And I'm like, oh, come on. Like, it was almost like taking your parents to the polls. So anyway, we went down, and I'm telling her, okay, you have to go around there and then put it in the box. And there was an armed guard there at this one, at the ballot box.
Yeah, I've seen a couple times. Yeah,
that's a little intimidating. Anyway, so I was like, they just didn't want anybody acting up. So as I'm standing there watching the older woman make sure she got a ballot in,
yeah,
people were pulling in and really not knowing where do I go? So that's when the teacher in you comes out. You're like, all right, here we go. I can't deal with this. People don't know what's going on. So I'm telling them, oh, you just pull in the back, walk up and in here. So they kind of drive. People keep pulling up, ask me, hi, where? I go, just pull in the back, park it, And I think
you're now a poll worker.
So now I'm the parking lot poll worker. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think someone came up that I know. They're like, hey, Jim, what's up? They're like, oh, you working this? I go, no, I don't work here. Like, nobody knows what to do. So people are leaving. They're like, thanks a lot. I'm like, yeah, thanks for voting.
I don't know. I just think it would be so much convenient if we could do a week or 2 weeks.
A week or something, yeah.
Something.
So, like I said, I voted like 3 weeks ago. If you want, we could do a little public service announcement.
Oh,
public news. Because I think people have different ideas about how the mail-in works.
Okay.
And I get it. So with mine, I didn't have to request it. They sent you an email. And it says, just let you know, your ballot's being prepared.
Oh.
Just let you know it's being prepared.
Okay.
You should receive it within 7 to 10 days. If you don't, call the election commission number.
Okay.
Here it is. And you're like,
perfect.
Okay, cool. 4 days later, my ballot shows up in the mail. I'm like, oh, there it is. So you fill it out, make your choices, put it in the little letter. It tells you to put it in the yellow letter.
Yeah, you got to make sure. This is,
hey,
listen, this is important.
Yeah. So you put it in the yellow envelope.
There's two envelopes.
Two envelopes. And one says, put the ballot in this envelope.
In the yellow envelope. Yeah.
So you put it in, then you put it in the big one, lick it. It's already had postage, which is great.
No stamp.
No stamp.
Okay, need it.
Sign it and put the date.
I think you have to date it.
Now when they say the date.
That's on the outside of the envelope.
Right. So people were putting their birthday. They said they were having a problem. People were putting their birthday on there. So please make sure you just put the day's date. Yeah. And then there's one drop box I think up in Doylestown.
There's one in Doylestown. Yeah.
Or you just put it in the post office.
Right. You just drop it in the mail.
Right.
As long as you do it ahead of time. Right. I believe yesterday was the last day to request. Maybe maybe Monday. I'm not really sure. One day this week was a day to request, and then you have to have it in. Believe it or not, has to be
there
by election day.
Yeah. So
okay?
I got my.
That was a big controversy because postmarked, whether arrive. Just look, get it in early.
Yeah. So then I get this email. Your ballot has been received.
Oh, you got another second email.
Yeah, because people worry. How do I know they got it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, right. I get you. How do you know they got it? And how do I know it's?
That's nice. That's good.
So it says your ballot has been received by Bucks County as of October 9th, 2024. More information. They give you a website, and you can do ballot tracking.
Wow.
Right on there. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look.
And then when they count it on election
this
day,
is the what century?
First, I think.
The 21st century. Okay. Yeah. You could go back to like 20 years ago. We were using machines. We're back to paper ballots.
Yeah, paper.
We're back to pen and pencil, sitting down at a table. Because I thought, and this goes back to the 2020 election. I thought the paper ballot, because I did vote in person in 2020. Okay. My mother-in-law voted by mail.
Oh, okay.
So I saw the ballot that she had, so I knew what it was going to look like.
See, that's important too. People say, like, sometimes you get there and you have to take a few minutes to figure out the voting machine, like how they have it laid out.
Now Pennsylvania is just a piece of paper. Okay. It's exactly like the mail-in ballot, a piece of paper. You sit at a little.
Oh, really? They don't have a machine?
No.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They took away the machines.
They took away the machines.
You sit at a little cubicle
with the cardboard.
Yeah, cardboard cubicle.
Oh.
And you sit down at a desk.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they give you a pencil or a pen. And they give you your ballot, and you have to fill in the bubbles.
It's like doing the lottery. It's like doing the daily number at 7-Eleven. What? I didn't know that.
And then
what did they do with the machines?
Oh, they got rid of the machines. I'm not sure what happened.
They didn't have them that
Listen,
long.
I
like
think
10 years
when
now.
you go to Wawa, right?
Wawa, I scream 8 different hoagies. Do you want peppers on the side? Yes, it's perfect.
You can go to Wawa,
and
you can order an entire meal, and they get it right.
Right.
And you can't do that at the polling center.
No. Somehow they don't have Wawa software. That's what they really need. A big touchscreen. So even if you forget your glasses, you can still read the names.
What would be wrong with that?
Nothing. That's too easy, I guess.
So then you take your
I didn't realize
your paper ballot. It's just like the mail-in ballot, and it goes over
the box.
No, there's no box. There's a
Scantron.
A Scantron
really?
machine. Yeah, they're scanning like a Scantron.
Right in.
It goes zoom, and then you got to wait for the green light.
That counted.
And then they counted it, and then they give you a little. They give you a
little. To know that little
they give you a little sticker. But it's
a little
21st century.
Yeah. Because they used to have the big metal machines. Remember?
Yeah, we had the machine where you click the little levers, and then you pull
the red thing. It was like,
and then it recorded.
Yeah.
I think there was a punch card maybe on the back that kept track of your.
That was loud though.
But I don't know. We're going backwards.
I didn't know that.
So like in Georgia. I don't know if this happened, but there was some lawsuit that was pending. I'm not sure what the ruling was, but there was somebody suing to have every ballot counted by hand in the entire state of Georgia.
Scantron. We use them at school. I can Scantron 125 tests in like 2 minutes. Right?
Yeah,
comes out, gives you the readout.
So we're back to Scantrons.
Back to Scantrons. I don't even think we buy Scantrons anymore.
I don't know.
If you need them, we have the machine still in the science office. They have the old.
I'm so old. We had the blue machine. What was it? The duplicating machine with the ink, and you went like this, and then your hand, and you smelled the paper.
You huffed it. Yeah, that's right up there with the industrial arts, the Lager. Yeah. So,
yeah, I in college. What was my professor's name? I had a college professor that taught like media and media arts in education, and it was like how to
use this machine.
Yeah, how to use the duplicating machine and how to string like the movie on the projector and stuff. Right. How to use a slideshow. He left Holy Family University, and he went
Comcast.
Mr. Kraft. I think it was Mr. Kraft. I think his name was. He got a job with Disney in their visual effects in Disney
because he knew how to use the copy machine. Wow.
All right, so listen, that's a lot of information.
So that's your mail-in. So I think once they count it on election day, again, we're
Pennsylvania. They can't start counting ballots
till election
day. And I think there's over 1 million mail-in ballots. So just to give you a heads up, we may not have the results for Pennsylvania on election day.
No,
maybe not for a couple days. Plus, they have to wait. I believe you have to give the overseas and armed forces ballots. So many days to come in.
Probably the first ones to be back. They're probably already back.
Well, maybe.
You know what I mean? If you're overseas, you're probably like, I got it.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't wait too long. So anyway, I guess when they count it, I'll get my your ballot has been counted in email. So just so you know, they do keep you updated. You can track your ballot if you want to do the mail. But that was a big concern. A couple of people I talked to were like, well, how do you know they got it? And I'm like,
yeah.
And
again, if you don't think they got it, go to your polling center and do a provisional ballot.
Right. Or just call them out. Yeah. Or whatever. But
all right. Anyway, do we have any interesting facts? Do you want to? I have here in front of me. I just thought this would be fun. We could end with a little bit of fun facts.
Okay.
I also have a list of the ratings. Why don't you do this? I have the overall presidential ratings.
Okay.
From number 1 to number 46.
Wow.
And this was done. No, I thought maybe do top 10.
Okay, I'll take
top 10s are pretty good. This is done by historians on C-SPAN.
Oh, well.
And there's a rating that was done in 2000, 2009, 2017, and 2021. Okay. So I think we'll go with 2021, the most recent ratings of the top 10 presidents. Okay. So if you can think the top 10 presidents, who would they be?
Okay.
Think big.
Okay, I know. Let's go with Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, number 1.
Number 1. Do you want to check him off?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let me check that off.
I just check it off. So Abraham Lincoln. Let's go with the big ones. George Washington.
Yeah, George Washington, number 2.
Oh, he was number 2?
Number 2.
Yeah, I'm knocking right off. JFK.
John F. Kennedy. He is number.
Did he make it?
Number 8.
8. Okay. Still in the game. Haven't gotten
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. One of my favorite, which I saw a miniseries on. Who did it? Ken Burns. Teddy Roosevelt. Theodore Roosevelt.
Yes, Teddy's on there. Number 4.
4. He's good. I didn't even know that much about him. Big hunter.
Rough Riders. Big hunter. But he also helped start the national parks. Wow, okay.
So he went to like Yosemite and he sees these bears. He's like, this would be great for hunting. They're like, you can't hunt in the national park. He's nice. He's like, but I'll back it. So John Muir, if anybody watches that, he was a big one. And another surprise, big financer of the national parks.
Teddy.
No, he was president.
Oh.
John Rockefeller Jr.
Oh, Jr.
Jr.
Wow.
Oil.
I was going to say, I know, I watch a show called The Curse of Oak Island.
Yes.
And it's a pretty good show. Teddy Roosevelt was on a team as a young adult that searched on the island.
Wow. He was on that
island. A young adult. He was part of a team searching for the treasure on Oak Island. All right.
Here's another quick fact, Teddy Roosevelt, which impressed me. On his way to go make a speech, assassination attempt. Guy shoots him in the ribs, He does the 45-minute speech, then goes to the hospital. That's a tough nut. That's one tough nut, man. He was impressive.
That's a man's man.
That guy's not fooling around.
So you got 4.
Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson on the list of 7.
Oh, okay.
Writer of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution.
And he also stuttered. Oh. That's why he's such a good writer. Oh. I mean, someone said he didn't like to speak, so excellent writer.
You're 5 for 5 already.
5 for 5, man. FDR.
Yes, FDR, number 3.
The New Deal.
Cousin of Teddy, right?
I think so.
I think it's a cousin. Cousin of Teddy.
So
you got number 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. Think big again. You got something big again.
Back in time.
We're still not
John Adams.
No, not that far back. Not that far back. 1900s.
1900s.
Yeah, quite a few in the 1900s now.
I don't know that many, man. I wish I.
How about a couple recent ones? There's a couple of recent. Not Clinton. Reagan's on there. Number 9, Ronald Reagan. Yeah,
he was a big one.
Like I said, first person I voted for.
Jimmy Carter.
No Carter. I love the guy though. Still alive? Yeah,
100. He's 100.
He's 100.
Yeah.
So he's staying alive. He wants to be He wanted to vote in this election.
Right, that's right.
He's in hospice.
They showed him.
He's in hospice care.
Okay. And he had him in line.
I know.
Can't he do mail-in?
I think he did.
He was in line.
Early voting?
No, he was in the line, though.
Okay.
It's great. Like, come on,
great.
The guy's sick.
Yeah, I know.
And he does Habitat for Humanity.
Yeah, what a great human being.
Wow. I think he was more famous after he became
You know what? You are 7 for 7, not one. Well, no, you said Adams and he wasn't on there.
Truman.
Truman's on there.
I'm thinking of the wars.
Yeah, Truman. Truman's number 6.
Wow. Okay. Man, I'm doing pretty well. You think I was a social studies teacher? Truman.
How about after
Eisenhower?
Yeah, right after Eisenhower's on there.
Yeah, the war.
The war, yeah.
How many do I got left?
You only have one left, and think very modern.
Oh, very modern.
Very controversial. I think he probably deserves this, but there'll probably be some people that doesn't.
Barack
Obama. Barack Obama.
Who do you know personally?
Listed as number 10.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said Clinton. Let's see where Clinton is.
He wasn't on there?
Oh, he's on the list. Everyone's ranked here.
On there, right?
Everybody's ranked here.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what criteria they use.
Bill Clinton is ranked 20th.
Okay. I guess economy and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then we have, you said Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter's ranked 26.
He wasn't real popular, though.
No, 26.
Like you said, I think he was more famous after he left office.
So the last president ranked on here, because this was done in 2021, was Donald Trump. Biden's not on the list, but Donald Trump's on the list. He's ranked 41st in the rankings. 41st in the rankings. All right, Jim. You know, we're getting close to the end of our podcast here. Yeah, you may have a couple things for us.
Some fun facts.
You know what? Let's end with some fun facts. Go ahead.
This one, kind of not real great. United States is ranked 139th out of 172 countries in voter participation.
Wait, 132nd.
39th.
Out of what?
172.
Woof.
We got to pick it up.
Yeah, we got some statistics we looked up.
That means if you're able to vote.
Yeah, I know. So I think we had a 62.
Was the highest.
62.8% was the highest turnout.
Right, percentage of the people that could vote. So there's another 40. Yeah, there's another 40% of the country that could vote that's not voting. So. Got to do it, man. Got to do it. So in that line, let's do that. Again, you wonder why it's important. Saw this on the, you saw it too. The other night, John Fetterman.
Oh, senator from Pennsylvania. Okay.
Said they were talking about people not thinking their vote count is important.
Right.
He said first election he ran in for mayor of his town.
City of Braddock?
Braddock sounds about right. Won by one vote.
One vote?
One vote.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the host said, "Did you vote for yourself?" He's like, "Yeah, damn right I did."
Right.
So he did. Then there's a commercial if you watch. I've only seen it a couple times about getting out there, vote, make sure you're registered. Fun fact, I can't believe this is true. 60 elections in our country.
So 60 different
like local elections.
Okay.
60 elections were decided by one vote.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That is 60. Amazing.
If they're counties and stuff, that's really close.
Amazing.
So just your vote does matter. All right, here we go. Jimmy Carter. What do you know about him? What else?
Wow, this one's a really cool fact. This is going to blow your mind. Jimmy Carter, go ahead.
First president born in a hospital.
Wow.
Born in a hospital.
1924. First president
1924.
Born in a hospital.
Yeah.
Which means it's just mind-boggling. Where were the rest of them born?
The kitchen? Laundry room?
Yeah, maybe.
In the barn? Wow.
In the barn, maybe.
Yeah. And like I said, I think my grandmother, who was born in 1899, was one of the first people born at Philadelphia Hospital.
Okay.
Which is the oldest hospital, I think, in the country.
I guess you only went if there was complications or something. I don't know. I wouldn't know.
I don't know. But
all right.
That's 1899, man. Okay. George Washington did not represent a political party.
Oh, so not a Dem or an R.
No, I guess they weren't around then.
Well, there was the Whig Party. Remember
the Whig? I don't remember.
All right, go ahead.
You're right. I just don't know which one he is.
Go ahead.
George Washington blew his entire campaign budget on 160 gallons of liquor to serve the potential voters.
I love that one.
It's right up there with Elon with $1 million. Yeah, I'm like,
that's
okay.
Great.
I would fall for that.
That's good. That's good.
What was the other one? Was it until 1856 that you had to own property? Ownership was a requirement to vote. Wow, 1856. That's pretty not for it. 1845. Oh, this is why we have it in November.
Go ahead.
First Tuesday after the first Monday in November, after the fall festival, and before the winter conditions may travel too difficult.
So you couldn't
farm.
Yeah,
and if you look at the farms,
the weather.
You're right. Corn stalks are dead.
Right.
Pumpkin patches are rocking. I thought that was a cool one. And tallest president
it was Abe Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln. How tall? It wasn't really that tall.
6'2"?
6'4".
6'4". Okay.
6'4".
Right.
I mean, that's pretty tall.
That's pretty tall.
In today's, you know how tall Fetterman is?
No.
He's like 6'8".
Yeah. Okay.
Like I was like, dang, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty tall. Left-handed president. First one was Garfield. The 20th president
was left-handed.
Left-handed. First left-handed president.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
I mean, right-handed people are more dominant. I'm assuming.
I
don't mean dominant like person. I mean like there's more.
Well, here we go. White House. The White House's first website went online in October 1994 during President Bill Clinton's administration.
Oh, listen, I got a funny story for that.
Funny.
Listen, so I took, we'll end with a little funny story here, and then maybe there's a little funny story about the WhiteHouse.gov. So,
oh, geez, I know where you're going.
So, during a workshop day, this goes back like 20 years ago when we first got the internet and we're first doing computers in school. So we have a training session, and a wonderful woman I worked with.
This makes it better. I know.
Makes it even better because we're at the workshop together, and it's like the first time we've like turned on a computer.
Ooh,
and
the internet.
The instructor says, "Please type in www.whitehouse.gov." Okay, so I type in whitehouse.gov, but this lovely woman next to me types in whitehouse.com.
And that's something.
And whitehouse.com is pornography.
Pornography. So,
turns all shades of whatever, and she's embarrassed, and she's upset, and she's shocked.
What did I hit?
I know. So that was like a little.
That was a famous one.
That was
like White House. I'm like,
no, I don't
know what it looks like. But
don't do it.
Don't do that.
But whitehouse.gov, very famous. Like that was one of our first
ones. Yeah. Type that and see what.
All right, so listen, a pretty good episode, I think.
I think so. So again,
we want to leave you with something. Look, next Tuesday, big day to vote. We want to leave you with something here. I think it could be a little inspiring.
Yeah.
Maybe give you some motivation to get out.
Yeah.
You found something for us to share?
I did. Again, reminder: if you're going to do the in person, I'm just saying, make sure you leave some time.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I really don't know.
I don't know either.
Like that one year. It surprised people how many people were there all day. You know, like it was nuts, man.
So we'll leave you with this. Another important election. Please vote next week.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay.
These are some inspirational words. I think you'll know who this is right away.
Yeah. Well, all right, here we go. Do I hold it up
from the screen?
Oop. Follow. What? Follow. Oop. Watch only.
And on Tuesday, 1 week from today, people of this nation must decide whether they want America to remain true to the great words of the founding fathers. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. We must decide next Tuesday whether America will take the high road of justice and peace, compassion for the poor and underprivileged, or whether this nation will tread the low road of man's inhumanity and a man of injustice, of short-sightedness. Each of us has a moral responsibility if we are of voting age and if we are registered to participate in that decision. I come here to urge every person under the sound of my voice to go to the polls on the 3rd of November and vote your conviction. Now, I know you intelligent people.
Listen, what great words. Okay. That I think was in 1964, we believe.
Yeah.
And
early 60s, yeah.
Yeah, pretty inspiring.
60 years later.
60.
I was born in 64.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Those words are true today.
Yeah.
So get out there and vote. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed this. And how can we finish? Oh, with every pour.
With every pour, there's a story.
All right. Thanks, Jim.